I'll be seeing them.
Haven't heard of it. It's my first time hearing of it.
Yeah, they be drinking that shit over there. Shit be having them niggas fucked up like we be over here when we be doing Rush of the Flush. You'll miss a good song. If you sit it too late in the show, you know what I'm saying? Sing your songs. Like if you're gonna skip the first, y'all should be on because nigga be wide awake. You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't really hit the weed too much. Nigga ain't goddamn me took more than one shot, drunk one beer. You know what I'm saying? You got sober minds. After that, the party gets to just going. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn me.
Yes.
Yeah, shit. You ain't never did Rush and Flushing with us, did you? We need to start doing
I've done it a couple of times.
Yeah, I've said seemed like you should have as long as you
Yeah,
know like seemed like you would have popped up there. So she made an
I
appearance.
did.
Appearance
My
probably made a
opinion
big.
wasn't appreciated.
Who was on here with you?
I don't remember. But I remember judging a song and somebody called up there and started talking shit to me. It was a dude.
Them niggas be getting sensitive. They
Got
be
your
getting
feelings, man.
Yeah, nigga, that is the hashtag.
And matter of fact, I was there on the night that you were debuting one of my songs, and after I judged his song, then he came back and judged my song.
You know they gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Well,
that sounds horrible. You need to take that back to the studio. I know you a motherfucking lie, nigga. The motherfuckers on my team is professionals. They got shit on the billboard and shit, so I know my music be right.
They said they saw O'Shea first song "Apologize" the single, but people in the comments were like, "The mix sound horrible." I'm like, "Huh?"
Sometimes it does not be the mix. It be when what people don't understand is after you've shared that track, it loses
it starts to lose
quality every time you share it. So yeah. That's why we need to go back to CDs and shit.
It would, but then how we gonna do the music review though? And they got a mellow. Well, we just gotta do it like we did back then. Shit, it take two weeks. I remember used to trying to submit. I was gonna submit a verse to in the Source magazine. They had the what was that shit called? But you can submit a verse, and if your shit was hard, they'd put your shit out in the magazine. But I knew back then because I used to see on some of the DVDs. What was that DVD they had? They went all over the country and shit. I can't show some, goddamn it. But anyway, they was talking about how motherfuckers be mailing packages to, you know what I'm saying, A&Rs, different motherfuckers and shit, and how creative they used to come. I remember one of my homeboys up here in Dallas back in the day. They had said they took like a Jordan shoebox, you know what I'm saying, decorated it, you know what I'm saying, put all their information aside in the press kit and shit they had printed on paper. You know what I'm saying? A CD, a tape. You put it in the shoebox. You know what I'm saying? Mail it, make it so your shit'll stand out in the mail room. You know what I'm saying? Because the motherfuckers, if you think like goddamn me back then, the motherfuckers getting all these submissions, niggas, Kitty sent a CD, I sent a CD. They got 40 different CDs, but a nigga look down there and he got Kitty sayings on the goddamn me Jordan box. You know, pick that up first. So that was some of the shit that niggas had to get creative with sending their music in back then. Now, all the shit on, you know what I'm saying, in one spot on the digital, so it's your artwork and shit like that. But like Kitty said, if we go back to the CDs, you know what I'm saying, we're going to have to get creative like that again. Oh, yes.
And you know they not going back. These kids probably going to be like, what are those?
Yeah. Shout out to my queen, you know what I'm saying? Look here, Kitty. I'm ready. Hiding ready. And I ain't talking Little Caesars. Shout out to Blueski Blue. Hiding ready. I ain't talking Little Caesars. Man, we got a lot of stuff off in the chat. Buns and basketball judge didn't put that off in there. I looked at some of the videos.
I put that in there.
Oh my God, Kitty. You put those buns and those basketballs in our chat group?
I sure did. I want to do a game like that. I think that would be interesting. I wouldn't mind twerking.
You gonna coach, play, or referee?
I'm gonna play. Anywhere I can go and twerk my ass without being judged, I'm gonna be there. I like
Say what I
twerking, and everybody
say
is
what
so fucking judgmental.
I
They are so but I'm gonna tell you something though. Like I've been doing my promotion for Manuscript in the Morning, Kitty Pig Radio, and I've been putting my twerk videos with a voiceover on there, and my motherfucking my
mm,
stats are up there right now, and I'm just like,
I,
man, fuck
I
these people. I'm finna twerk my ass.
I can imagine. I can imagine. I'm gonna
You
have
know
to
what I
check that
mean?
out. You know what I'm saying? I, I might. You know, I've twerked once or twice.
Don't twerk. Don't no.
Shanika tells me not to twerk. You know what I'm saying?
Please
But
don't.
and men, solid men that's stiff. Now I'm stiff now. If you ever, and I've never, I don't think my baby just walked out of here too, and my son over there. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I've ever twerked in a place where, you know what I'm saying, it would be deemed inappropriate. I know for a fact the 2 times that I remember that I hit a small little twerk, and I don't do it no longer than about 5-10 seconds. I get it on, and I get
Why are
off
you
of it, kid.
twerking?
It
I just
hits
need to
me.
know. Oh my God.
I don't know. It comes out of left field. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Okay.
in there with both times that I know that I can remember I did. I was with my baby. You know what I'm saying? We was in our bedroom. We wasn't doing nothing freaky. You know what I'm saying? But just we was in there, and maybe the vibe, the music, or whatever came across the TV just made me wanna
Okay.
bah, bah, bah,
Okay.
bah, get on it and get off of it. It was for baby. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah. Okay.
I already told you I don't lift my legs in the air with me and her hanky and panky and so shit. Y'all know I'm stiff.
I
You know what
don't
I'm
want to
saying?
hear all that.
I'm
I
just
do
saying I
not.
don't do that. I
I
don't do
don't.
that. Unc ain't one of them ones. You know what I'm
I don't
saying? I
want to
don't
hear
like to
that.
get tickled.
I
You know
don't
what I'm
want to hear
saying? Every time I tickle, I want my shoes on. I
that.
don't
Too
want no.
much.
I don't want no special tickling. You know what I'm saying? I leave
But
that
yeah, I
for the
definitely
young
would.
niggas.
I would not mind participating in
It looks
the
fun.
buns. It does look fun. Like Johnny said, they make a free throw very interesting. Like,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm gonna show. I'm gonna
But
show.
y'all
I'm gonna
need
go.
to. I
I,
seen a couple things. I was like, you should not be out there twerking. It was a light skinned woman, and
Say, man,
the
I think
inside of them buns looked a little too black.
they were burnt.
Yeah, they were burnt. They
Damn.
had stayed in the oven a little too long. Like y'all do your scrubs and stuff. Make sure all that shit. I do understand discoloration. I'm a big girl. My legs been rubbing since
So
the
where
day
that
I
come
got
from?
here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So,
from the
so where that's supposed
friction
to come from?
from it rubbing together, and not just that. I have really sensitive skin. If a mosquito bite me, the shit gonna turn
You ain't
black.
you ain't by yourself, kid. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
And
So I
real
ain't gonna
ones.
shame her for that. But sis, if you gonna be wearing that now and flapping them cheeks like that,
She
that
didn't.
might have
She
been
didn't.
her. It may not even been her skin. It could have been her. Go
Ew,
get waxed.
ew. I get your
I
homegirl to get that manscape. Use that manscape thing.
What
You
is
know
a
what I'm saying?
manscape? You know what?
The
I
the
know what you're
beard
talking about.
trimmer or
I know
the
what you're
you know what I'm
talking about.
saying with the
I'm gonna give
ball
you
they
one of
make it
them.
a manscape. Well, damn, kitty, don't
Mhm.
say that on TV.
Why?
You don't manscape your
What you mean? I'm not finna shave it bald and have my shit looking all bumped up like the bottom of y'all niggas' chins with
nice.
all the beards.
I still ain't like that. It may
Say
get
this shit.
nappy. It may
Say
get
this
nappy.
shit.
It may get
Say that
nappy, but
shit.
I
Let
ain't
us see what's underneath that motherfucker.
mine straight.
Uh,
Mine may get nappy, but it don't get bumpy.
No,
I
like I
ain't
said, I
I ain't,
have
I ain't
sensitive
had hair
skin.
bumps since I was 20s. I used to have that
Well,
shit on the back of my neck. I had to go to a doctor. He used to
ew.
shoot me. Uh, my shit wasn't like some of them other ones though, but I beat mine to it. And you know what that is, fellas? But see that now that I got barbers in my house, you know what I'm saying, I sort of see what that is. That's for us letting, you know what I'm saying, all the niggas around the hood cut your hair, and then at the back of they be trying to fade and shit. They rubbing everybody else shit off in the back of your neck. You know what I'm saying? You got to clean them clippers, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Sack Chase Cuts and Primo Cuts. Primo Cuts the brand, man. Them gonna take over the world, cuz one clipper cut at a time. Getting chopped up, not slopped up. That's the mission. But yeah, them hair bumps, nigga, if you got those, quit shaving. And then niggas, if you got a woman, she ain't gonna let you have her bumps and shit up under your chin. You know what I'm saying?
We gonna get no tweezers and get to work.
Y'all the pickiness. Women are the most pickiness motherfuckers it is. I mean,
love when I get me a man because that's what I want to sit up and do. I want
to say that, hey, niggas, you know what I'm saying? And really, you right, cause she nigga like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, she be bored or something. She be like, let me see, raise your arm up, let me make sure that ain't came back over there. Like, what?
I think it's some type of thrill because we
right
watch everybody they put videos of people popping pimples and shit on like, and it's interesting. You be like, ew, but you sit there and watch that shit.
I don't.
I do.
I don't, cause I
there's some satisfaction.
I done had a ball or two, cause like
whenever that shit just pop out,
that shit hurt. You know what I'm saying? A blackhead. Sneaker be chasing blackheads. She don't want not one blackhead to pop up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got them. I be feeling them on. You get out the shower. You know what I'm saying? You putting some lotion on. You like, damn, it's this rough. It's just blackheads. I guess a nigga get older. You know what I'm saying? Legs, the hips and shit. God damn it. Your arms, your hand. That shit just be everywhere. I don't want you picking on me all the time. Pick on yourself.
That's why it's important to exfoliate.
And that's what I probably don't do. I don't think that bad sponge getting it. You know what I'm saying? As much as I'm scrubbing, I need one of them rough. I remember
or something like that.
I remember my mama when I lived at home and before they had their upstairs bathroom, she had one of them. That shit was hard. They should have. I don't know what that was they used to use back in the 80s and shit, but every house had one. My aunt and them house had one. You know what I'm saying? But it was real firm and hard and porous. You know what I'm saying? I could see where it would like really scratch
up.
That's
not what I'm talking about. I am talking about an exfoliate, which is
scrub. I know now they don't do it like that now.
Yeah, you can't just scrub your dry skin. You're ruining your skin. You're tearing your skin.
See, that's what I'm saying. That was back in the that was back in the 80s. I said when everybody used to have one of them on the tub. Shit, your granny them probably had one too back in the 80s or whatever. But yeah, now they got all this shit. Like nobody nuts should stink, nobody ass should be funky now because in 2023. Everything that you saying, like kitty, like I go buy the soaps or whatever, but I don't ever be the scrubs. I like to go to Marshall's. I know Marshall's up here by our crib. You go over there in the ladies section, they have like all them old ass soap. I guess they be old, they be in Marshall's and shit, but soaps that they ain't sold, they be like $6.99, $7.99. You may find one $5.99, but it be some of the most best smelling soaps ever. You know what I'm saying? Some lemon cherry blossom, what's the name? Or you know what I'm saying? Or some of them be minish. You know what I'm saying? Like manish. I'm gonna say manish. Men could use or whatever, but it be all right. But you know what I'm saying? Like niggas don't be buying it. They do be buying it. So I'm saying me. Y'all need to start exfoliating. Baby be exfoliating, but I guess I need to too. Let me look.
You have to because like we got skin cells, dead skin cells all over our body, and we have we're sweating and walking out. There's particles from the air dropping on us, and we have pores. So yeah, you gotta exfoliate, get that dirt out your pores. And we talked about it already. Some of y'all don't be washing your ass good.
God damn it. Well, I try. I be trying though. I don't stink. My breath don't stink. I ain't got butter on my teeth. Niggas need to. Some folks don't be focusing on that, kid. Some niggas got bigger issues.
Hygiene is definitely one of my turn-ons. I love a good smelling man, and I try my hardest to stay smelling good because I know that turns men on.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing like hugging somebody and they smell sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Good goobly woo.
That's why I make sure I stay smelling good.
For sure. Niggas, you know what I'm saying? If your wife like that, let me tell you, I know from you gonna have a Bath and Body Works bill. You know what I'm saying?
Or Victoria's Secret. I'm a Victoria's Secret girl.
We don't go in the mall. We don't go in the mall that much. So
You
know
can
what I'm
order
saying?
online.
She just like popping in over there. You know what I'm saying? Those storefronts.
Well, I mean, I like Bath and Body Works, but you know,
and that ain't all she get. But you know what I noticed? I told y'all last time, and I'm about down to my last 2 bars because I got a 24. No, I got a 12 pack. And so, but at the same time, Shanika went and got a whole bunch of soaps from Bath and Body Works. So I bought some of that Dr. Squash. You know what I'm saying? And so I've been using them. So I got the 12 pack or whatever in 12 different ones, I think. Or it may have been a couple of them may have been some repeats. But Shanika had bought a bunch of motherfucking Bath and Body Works soap, and there was some men's in there too. I like the Bath and Body Works soaps. They last a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? And the motherfuckers, that other soap that other folks be pressing and making, it be great soap. It just don't goddamn me last as long. And shit, for the price of them motherfucker, like $7 a bar, nigga, I be wanting to get a couple of more baths about that hoe. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I do like them hoes though. But both of them got some good bar soaps. I'm a bar soap kind of nigga. I buy that squirt shit. You know what I'm saying? But I really like bath bars. To me, because especially that shit that got the stuff in it, you know what I'm saying, for those people that, you know what I'm saying, that help to scrub the skin and shit, when you feel that feel good to a nigga, you know what I'm saying? Scratching his back. Old niggas like they back scratch. You know what I'm saying? You can find you a good old nigga. If you find this spot on his back that itch all the time and you always walk up to him and scratch it, you're gonna trick him into loving you. That's a tidbit I gave y'all. Y'all can take that, y'all can use that. Please don't bleed that man dry. Don't do it. Rip told me where to tickle old niggas at. I can get him for about $1,500 every month. If I tickle him on his left shoulder blade, and I can get him. I want to show these niggas these basketball. Nah, look, I'm trying to go past the basketball buns. What about the woman who got hit inside the head, Kitty, with a big old brick? It said, I think I can put it on the screen right here. It didn't have no sound to it either.
It should have.
I tried to click it. Don't you tell? Okay. All right, so have a good day. All right, have a good one. Baby Chad on the way out the door. Yeah, when I click, you heard the sound? Yeah, it's on me. I don't know if I downloaded what it said. I ain't got no sound, but I got a picture of it without it. I can read it. Let me get me out the way. Oh, and I gotta make it big. I was about to play a video.
No, why ain't no sound?
Yeah.
Basically, what happened is, ladies and gentlemen, this young lady was somewhere in Houston, Texas. As you see, she's attractive, she's pretty.
She beat up. Oh, you talking about the little picture? Okay.
Yeah, there was a guy who asked for her number, and when she declined, he bust her across the face with a brick.
Well, fuck you then, bitch.
There were several other black men there that did not come to that woman's rescue, and I think that's my issue.
Oh, that's fucked up. Oh, that's fucked up.
That's my big issue with it.
He was probably with them.
She's small. Like, why would you? What would make you want to hit a woman in the face with a brick? Like,
drunk as
ridiculous.
Fuck. Drunk as
no
fuck.
Excuse.
Nigga laughed. Somebody laughed. You drunk as fuck. You are already abusive. Damn, I said abusive. You're abusive ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Little dick, don't get much pussy. Hoe ass nigga. That's why. You know what I'm
And
saying?
that's
That type of
why
nigga.
I've said on this show several times, as well as my own show, ladies, if you are a boy mom, teach your son how to accept rejection, because that's just
You have
crazy
said
to
that.
me.
Yep,
That's
yep,
crazy to
yep.
me. That's something that I try to teach my son. Sometimes I have to tell him, no, he's spoiled. He's the only child. And, a lot of times I don't say no, but I'm beginning to make it a very conscious habit to tell him
To
no
tell him no.
sometimes. He
Mm-hmm.
needs to understand that rejection. He needs to comprehend that things ain't gonna
Yeah,
always go the way you want. Like,
that definitely do make sense too, kid.
and that's not just now that one's physical, but sometimes in these inboxes, and this has happened to me a lot. It's till this day. Y'all be trying to holler, and the bitch just be trying to be nice. Hey, how you doing? Hello, beautiful. Hi. How are you? I'm good. What you doing? Bitch, I just met you. You just introduced yourself. What the fuck you mean what you doing? So that's an immediate turn off. And I'm not the only woman that feels that way. And so when a woman tell you no, all of a sudden I become an ugly bitch. You fat bitch. You know what I'm
I
saying?
wasn't
It's
when
just like I
you just
wasn't when you hopped in my inbox. But now that I've
exactly,
rejected you, I'm ugly and I'm fat. So like,
fellas.
it's just
You
not
some hoe
right.
ass niggas when you do that. You know what I'm saying? Like find the one that like you, my boy. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of them out there. You know what I'm saying? If she don't ain't acceptable to your motherfucking advances off the tip, this internet done made niggas weird, kitty. Like I didn't find my little my conquest back in the day on the internet. I wasn't able to scroll through 20 others before I
I
found
don't
one. You know
think
what I'm
it's
saying?
making them weird. I think it's revealing just how weird
That
they
they
are
are
and
weird.
just
Yeah,
how
yeah,
prevalent
yeah,
rape
yeah.
culture is. That's a form of rape. You mad at her, so you mad because she won't give you no play. Now you gonna violate her. It's just not sexually, but that is rape culture.
Yeah. Cause
You're gonna
imagine what
take
he would
something from
do.
her because she won't give it to you.
Imagine like you said, what she would do, what he would do once, you know what I'm saying, he did get, you know what I'm saying, somewhere personal with her, you know what I'm saying,
Or
in a private
anything like
space.
that.
Or you know what I'm
Like,
saying, if he would do that in the public, ain't no probably telling what, you know what I'm saying, he
nah,
wanted to
he's
do.
most definitely abusive. He's most definitely he done that before. If it was that easy for you to pick up a brick and go across this petite ass woman face, like she's little.
I can't tell that she little.
Well, I
I
went
always see
further
is
than that. I watched the videos in the hospital and stuff like that. She ain't.
oh,
I
okay.
mean, you can look at this woman. She ain't no big ass woman.
Well, nah, for sure. I
Excuse me.
mean, she ain't no BBW. She ain't Lizzo.
All I'm saying is she's small compared to a man. Like, what? A brick?
That nigga wanted that pussy that night, man. I look that niggas. I done been well, none of the niggas that I run with, not even when I was in the streets. You know what I'm saying? But like niggas, if we go somewhere, and many part times right now, this shit, it don't be that many women in there. You know what I'm saying? Or even if it is, it's plenty. Move on, my boy. Like niggas, I don't know. You got to have some kind of chivalry about yourself, and like I just realized a lot of niggas just ain't had a lot of dealings with women. You know what I'm saying? So they probably don't know how to take rejection, or they go out there. Niggas think that, you know what I'm saying, y'all spend the money on the wrong shit. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't attracted to that bullshit. And then some of these women don't want, if you ain't got that shit on, they ain't fucking with you.
I don't
So
give a fuck
you got,
what you wearing. I'm trying to see what the inside of your pockets is designed like.
ain't
Like,
nobody, exact.
I don't give a fuck about what you got on because I done seen broke niggas wear top notch shit. And let's be clear, shit, half the shit y'all niggas is rocking is motherfucking knockoffs. Like, y'all got that shit straight from China. Y'all ain't get that from the motherfucking dealership off the top shelf. You got it from China.
I don't bother with that shit. Niggas just gotta know how to approach a female. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas pick the one that's good for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know when I was younger, you know what I'm saying, I ain't really try to pick no girl, you know what I'm saying? I ain't try to get the dimes. I didn't have the self-confidence back then, you know what I'm saying? So I knew I was straight enough to go chase me a 6 or 7, you know what I'm saying? So I go chase me a 6 or 7 or a lofty 8. And that's, you know what I'm saying, that's all I shot at. You know what I'm saying? And usually, you know what I'm saying, what up, Shane? Usually I can reel in, you know what I'm saying, a good 7 or 8. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, you know what I'm saying, I had some 8.5s in relationships with, you know what I'm saying? So I just, you know what I'm saying, but those ones that I was busting down, you know what I'm saying, and trying to goddamn me get some out of, those were, you know what I'm saying, 4, 5s, and 6s. And I was consistent with that, and I was cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn me, my whole teenage years and shit. So like,
And I'm
niggas
not
got
saying don't go because I mean I'm gonna be real with you. I like a nigga that's kind of ugly. I want him to be at least 15% possum. I
he
don't
know
want
how
no
to he know how to fit, he know how to fix shit. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. So
Nigga
like at the
goddamn me
end of the
change
day,
all
ain't
for
nothing
you.
wrong with shooting your shot. Just understand that every woman is not gonna comply to your, you know what I'm
Shooting your
saying?
range, my nigga.
Right. Like
You know you're not a 3-point shooter, my guy. Get up under the rim. Get under the rim.
a lot of women do like unattractive men. Like
Do it. Like,
man, do you go, man? You probably just ain't friends with the right people. But there are women
maybe
always
that's
talking about they want a nigga that's this, you know what I'm saying? Not all the way fine, or they don't. Women don't even like skinny niggas no more. They like big niggas now. So
yeah, I know
like,
that.
you
I
know,
see
just
now.
not saying don't shoot your shot, but after you shoot your shot and you've been declined, like go on about your business. Try the next. Like she's not the last woman in the world. Now this woman has she said she couldn't eat, she couldn't chew. He fucked up. Her face
He
is
hit her
still
hard in a
swollen.
motherfucker.
Yeah, her
He hit
face
her
is still
hard.
swollen. She's been released from the hospital, but her face still swole the fuck up. And
All
I
because
just
he
feel
couldn't
like
get the
she's a
number.
pretty chocolate girl. Like, why would you do that to the melanated sister? Like, what the fuck? Why y'all don't never hit these white women, these old Karens and shit upside their head with bricks? Y'all scared of them bitches, but you'll beat on your own your black woman. That's bullshit.
Say, little mama, can I get your number? Where you going? You want to go to the Waffle House? Little mama.
Man, that shit is crazy.
Say, shorty.
And then the niggas that's just standing around, like y'all watch that shit. Like soon as I
Them
seen that
niggas in
nigga
them
raising
niggas
his
in the,
hand, like they couldn't
them
have been
niggas,
from my hood. That nigga would have got his ass beat.
them is homeboys, I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? They look like they're in the plug around the
Homeboys
bay.
and all. In my hood, he would have got his ass beat.
They all that type of nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no telling. I hadn't seen the story. You know what I'm saying? Just the headline and the title makes it a fucked up situation. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's niggas just gotta have niggas shoot the shot where you know you're gonna make it at, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? If it's too lofty, you know what I'm
And
saying, leave it alone.
like I said, even if you ain't shooting your shot where you think it's gonna make it, if she declines, just go on about your business. Try the next. It's not that serious. It's not that serious for you to put your hands on them.
Houston, Texas, the boys in Houston foot of that lead, by them
Them
young
boys
niggas
in
on
Houston better not
them
never
boys on
come
them
down here with that
Percocets,
shit. They're gonna
boys on
find
them
them over there in Lake
Percocets.
June.
Definitely a BAN move, my guy. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Especially like if it's just something you trying to goddamn me knock down, and nigga you ain't gonna get to knock down everything, nigga. I watched the Nat Geo channel all the time. You know what I'm saying? And lions and tigers and shit, when they trying to mate, you know what I'm saying? They have to goddamn me woo that woman, you know what I'm saying? Goddamn it, he don't get it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes she reject that nigga, you know what I'm saying? He don't go fight her. You know what I'm saying? That nigga just move around. It's another
And
tiger,
that's
it's
how
another
you got
lion
to
that's out
do.
there. That's it. That's in the nature. That's you know what I'm saying? This motherfuckers was here on the ground. You know, they be niggas is entitled. Everybody's entitled right now, kitty. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas, and like say, I don't know what state of mind that nigga was in, but just from my end, you know what I'm saying, it was a fucked up state of mind. You know what I'm saying? The goddamn, I mean, I think the nigga was fucked up. full of that shit, and it all came out who he is. You know what I'm saying? He's a motherfucking sexual predator. And shit, that shit showed out. I mean, me and Baby sit up and watch Dateline all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna always be plenty of stories of motherfuckers killing women, you know what I'm saying, for sexual reasons, for you know what I'm saying, reasons of matters of the heart or whatever, you know what I'm saying, being heartbroken and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna never be
That's why I
no
can't
sad.
understand.
Luckily he ain't killer, you know what I'm saying? Cause shit, there's
That's
plenty
what
of
I'm
those
saying. He
stories.
could have, like, she has a concussion, and like he could have killed that woman. Like up here, you don't play around people temples and shit. You can kill somebody. There's a movement where if you hit somebody just right up underneath their nose, you can kill them. You can push
Oh
their
yeah, you
bone
push
into
that
their
thing,
fucking brain.
yeah, guaranteed. Yeah,
Like you
and that
don't
shit.
play around like that. Like it just breaks my heart that even that a black man would do that to a black woman. That breaks my fucking heart. Like dead ass. But this the world we living in. And I'm just
Motherfuckers,
disgusted with the men that were just standing around like watching this shit happen. And I understand not wanting to get involved. I understand if that's your homeboy, but my thing is if you hanging around somebody like that, birds of a feather flock together, you are no different.
yeah, let's put that story about the 5G shit. Neiman sat up and he like, what they talking about?
You know you got the screen up here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
too much to change all this shit.
Yeah. And ladies, keep you something on you. Shit, I have defensive jewelry. I have earrings that could cut a motherfucker up. Wait a minute, I might need not to be pronouncing that on here. But ladies, I
Nah,
have
nah,
protective jewelry.
that's some
Keep you
dope
some
shit
on
though.
you.
Them they got certain sites and shit that you can go to where the police be buying their equipment from, and they had tactical shit, you know what I'm saying? With
Right.
it's for have on their person and shit. So yeah, that's good to tell them that. You know what I'm saying? For sure, cause shit, they might not know. And when you said some, what'd you say about some earrings?
I have earrings that are very pretty, but when you take the motherfuckers off, they're sharp enough to stab a motherfucker. Yeah. I have rings. Yeah. I
That's
do
that
this jewelry
same.
shit for real, for real. Stop playing with me.
That's them same earrings. You remember on Harlem Nights? If she would have had them, if she tried to put the pillow up under the nigga, put the
Oh
gun up under the
yeah.
pillow. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That
I
nigga
started
got,
it
got
because there are a
aha,
lot of,
aha.
I sell the streetwalkers. I ain't no shame in my game. I sell the streetwalkers, and a lot of them. I mean, if you out there selling coochie, you ain't got too many places you can hide a little gun or nothing. So wear your jewelry.
Women of the night.
Hmm. They need protection too.
From they pimps.
Nah, from the tricks. It be some weird ass niggas.
Now I know from the tricks, but I'm just saying from they pimps too. Then. So I done heard. I ain't gonna say I seen. I done heard these pimps. You know what I'm saying? They have to keep them in line. It can get physical sometimes.
I feel bad for them because I don't need no nigga showing me how to manage my pussy.
But they've been doing it for years though,
I
Keith.
know that. I know that. I know that. I'm not disagreeing with that. All I'm
Yeah.
saying is shit, bitch, you don't need no nigga to manage your pussy.
Sauce Walker doing it. He managing motherfuckers OnlyFans page. He getting rich and he telling people how he doing in this shit. 4-5 is in the building. The Blackbird Dean Coach and Professor was cracking, but boy.
Ain't no
Looking,
shit, ain't same old shit. Sorry for the tardiness, ladies and
you
gentlemen.
good, man. You good, my
So
boy. Anytime we can get you, we got you.
so we man, man, I don't know what I walked into. Uh
We were just talking about the young lady in Houston, Texas. The man asked for a number, and when she told him no, he took a brick and bust her across her face.
Oh,
And we were talking about how there were black men standing there watching this go down.
4-5, you ever goddamn me tried to shoot at one of them thick girls? I laughed at you yesterday when I see it. I said, boy, you ever laughed at, you know what I'm saying? Or you try to holler at one of them thick girls and she told you she went, no, not right now, Dad. I ain't got time, you know what I'm saying? And you just got so mad, you found you a
nah, Rip. I let them come to me, my man. I've
4-5.
always, yeah,
Exactly.
since I was a young man, I listened to
It
what
ain't
the
that.
older. What's that?
Since
Yeah,
I
no,
was
I'm
a
agreeing.
young boy growing in the ghetto.
Yeah. Hey, Square Biz. I wake up to that song every day. Ghetto Life,
Do you?
Rick James. But Square Biz, I let him come to me. I'm not saying it like I'm some old kind of, player pimp nigga or nothing, you know what I'm saying? But I learned a lesson when I was a young man, and it's the story. Y'all know the story of the bulls, right? The old bull and the young bull. Young bull runs down the
walk down, run. Yeah.
yeah, walk down and run. I took heed to that when I was a young man. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm not gonna chase them, but I will say this: I have seen, and I know the other, fellas on that's watching and everybody else, they know of that type of element that's out there amongst us. Men who can't take rejection, right? Um, and I'm not saying I don't know, man. I don't know. We're in a day. We're in a day and an age now that when things happen like this, you know what I'm saying? Like we're so I think we've grown numb to it to a point where even when some shit happens, people are just enamored with just watching it happen. You understand what I'm saying? Over taking a stance and actually making some corrective, taking some corrective actions. You know what I'm saying? And you know, unfortunately, man, it's always put on blast in our environments. You understand what I'm saying? It's always put on blast in our environments. I'm not saying what the gentleman did was proper. I'm not saying what the woman went through wasn't traumatic or anything like that. I hadn't seen the video until like watching these clips right here. That shit is fucking crazy. Took a whole brick to the woman's face because she said, "I don't want to talk to you."
Hey, so did they show the actual shit or they just showed her afterward?
I don't think they recorded the incident. I think I caught the videos right here as well as her being in the hospital and stuff like that.
What type of nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like where them traits come from, you know what I'm saying? To like
somebody
Hey,
didn't
but
teach their
but I'm
son
kind
how
of
to accept rejection.
with 4-5 though on the you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, right? Like, it was completely wrong. No nigga should be doing that shit. Nobody should do that at all. You know what I'm saying? But you know who they gonna show doing it though?
us.
Yeah.
And then I have a question about this too. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's gonna lean into, we ain't got no business telling a woman where to be and all that other shit. But you know what I'm saying? There is something to self-preservation, ladies and gentlemen. It is something to it. You know what I'm saying? And if you put
Stay out
yourself
the
in
ratchet
an
ass club. Yeah, stay out
well,
the ratchet ass club.
if you
That
put
too,
yourself
but
if you
yeah,
put
go ahead,
yourself
bro.
in an environment in which something like this can happen, when it happens, it's like, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, should it have happened? No, it shouldn't have happened. Should she have had some help out there? Yeah, it should. Well, she should have had some help out there. But you know what we don't see? We don't see what transpired. We don't see what
Before.
happened in that whole thing. You know what I'm saying? We don't know
Y'all
what
seen the
went
black
on.
chicks talk? Y'all seen the black chicks talking about her?
Uh-uh.
There's some black
Uh-uh.
chicks on the internet talking about how they always want to be like, where's the nigga? Where's the real niggas that's protecting motherfuckers? And then the black chicks is like, well, you Somalian, so where's your Somalian brothers that's taking care of your ass?
She do look
That's
African.
true.
So I'm just
That's
saying,
true.
you know, it's
But
it's
see,
it's
and
big.
then
It's a big
mhm.
problem. It shouldn't have happened at all. You know what I'm saying? But we definitely got to protect our people, and you got to protect your own, man. So, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Hey, look,
I'm glad I ain't had no daughters, man. You know that shit.
all you got, I'm
That's
telling you from a standpoint of raising daughters, all you can do is tell them about these type of elements that are out there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not. I raised my daughter on the same thing that I just said. You know what I'm saying? There's elements out there that don't have your best interest in mind. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
And every time we have an incident, just like the girl down in Mexico, right? Like I got a daughter right now that's trying to take a trip and shit. And I'm telling her, you know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't your goddamn friend. You know what I'm saying? So be mindful of that one and keep your eyes peeled. I'm not gonna tell you not to enjoy your life, but you have to understand the environments that you put yourself in. You have to. You have to be mindful of the shit that you putting yourself in life. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, all of us want to go out and have a good time. Don't get me wrong, but shit, do we all need to keep frequenting the same club where 82 niggas been shot up at? Do we
hell
need to keep
no.
going there? If
Yeah,
if
it's like,
if
and the
if
thing is, like, what do we consider a good time at this point? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right,
it's like we talked on
right,
the last episode with the music and shit. We literally go to the club and listen to 50 niggas get killed before we fucking leave that bitch.
yeah.
I'm saying
Remember
we hear
remember a while
about
ago Remember a while ago when I was telling everybody, y'all remember that one song, uh, knock a nigga braids off and all that shit he was saying in the motherfucking song. When the chicks start making dances for the same songs where niggas is just talking about killing and treating chicks wrong, that's like at some point, when do you recognize that you glorifying this shit? You see
I
what I'm
don't even
saying?
think a nigga
And we all know
realize they be doing it.
right. And then we fucking when we glorify it and we put it all off in front of everybody's face that this is the type shit that we fucking accept. And it's okay to have our women out there half-ass naked, shaking ass every time a goddamn song come on. There's no dance movements. It's automatic. Let me turn around, put my ass in your face.
right.
And we doing it all to a beat where it's some dude talking about how he's gonna kill somebody that look exactly like him.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else does this shit. We started rock and roll, somebody else has it now. Where in rock and roll do you hear these people talking about killing each other? Where you hear it in country music? We started country music. We start any genre of music. We've talked about this on multiple occasions. But today we want to say we got a culture from some shit, right? We got a hip hop culture. What is the culture bringing forth? Pimps, drug dealers, and prostitutes. Hello, Tyrone. Monkey see, monkey do. And then when
I
somebody
mean,
really jumps out there and
every
what's
time you
up?
bring that part up, that I like this conversation. Every time you bring hip hop up, you know what I'm saying, in the culture of it, you know what I'm saying, you say like it's done diminished our people, or you know what I'm saying, it ain't been no good. And that's arguable for sure. You know what I'm saying? We can pinpoint everything that you're saying, but I think we had a good point, you know what I'm saying? And it was during the golden era, and you know what I'm saying, the beginning of the new era of what they call the golden era. I think I fucked them up, but anyhow, you know which ones I'm talking about, the 80s and the
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah.
You want to talk
Yeah.
about, but see, what we want to talk about when we bring up hip hop is the consciousness of hip hop. That's what we trying to
Right.
focus on. We trying to
Right.
focus on, well, we had some good shit. But remember this, ladies and gentlemen, we did have poor righteous teachers. We did have X-Clan. We did have
Tribe
Outkast and
Called Quest.
all these ghetto reporters. We
Right.
had it. We had
Shit,
it, but it wasn't good enough.
even when it went to gangster rap though, bro, they was still reporting shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
On the chronic, nigga, there's several songs on the chronic that was on some.
Nah, what was NWA did, you know what I'm saying? When they were walking through, and they was in the jail and shit, they was
Yeah,
knocking. Well, I forget the name of that song, but shit, that they played that heavy on the
right,
MTV and
but I know
BET.
what you're saying though, bro. I get what you're saying, and like to Kitty, you know what I'm saying? When we was talking the
What's
other
up
day,
with it, Rolo?
we was talking about that shit. I think the valid thing to say now is we had, yeah, we had a great fucking run. You know what I'm saying? But now it's diminished, bro. This shit has taken a toll on all of us, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I just got off the phone with Twice, nigga, and he's like, this music shit is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I don't even know where I fit in. You know what I mean? So,
Me
Yeah,
and
right.
my
And this is
brother were having the same conversation. Of course, I come from a musically inclined family. My brother's got personal studios and all type of stuff. And he was like, let's get on the mic, let's do something. And I told him, I said, bro, I don't even find it fun no more. And
right,
it's like, like Max was saying the other day, I got a banger, man. But we're not in that era. We're not in that era no more. So
right,
it wouldn't even
right,
make sense for me to invest
right.
for a video. Invest.
My nigga twice just literally got the phone with me. The nigga said all the songs I'm dropping on this Clarity album, I did them shits right after Holy Water, bro. But the timing has just been completely fucked up. You can't drop shit
right,
with, you know what I'm
and
saying?
see,
That's
and
gonna
see
go
people.
behind my booty hole Brown.
Yeah. And see, but people like him, you know what I'm saying, that's constantly working and always they got a catalog of music, they can do that. And it be like that, man. You gotta find a perfect time, you know what I'm saying, and put them certain ones together. And like shit, the title Clarity, that already, you know what I'm saying, make a nigga like me raise my ears. But then like people like him, them the ones judge that we need, we know they got a catalog of music, they got a catalog of shit that's already out. And them niggas is making real music. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard. It is. I feel Twice. He say that shit all the time. It's hard to
Yeah.
goddamn feel like I can drop this shit and it's gonna do something. You know what I'm saying? The people gonna gravitate or just cause they don't want to hear that shit. They ain't on that
Right.
cause
And
cause
even
I ain't.
for us though, bro, even for us, Tri-Coastal, 4-5, Kitty, Rip, Judge, we try to promote that shit, fool. Who we promoting that to? Only people our age because them youngsters ain't listening to this shit.
hmm
What that,
They don't
what
even
that
pay
that
attention to the underground. All
No.
like seriously, motherfuckers make fun of motherfuckers being 40 and up and still rapping, but at the same time, it's just like shit, we're our own audience.
Right. And
so
then
so
I'll say this too about like the beginning of hip hop, right? The first
mhm.
real song was what the Sugar Hill Gang, hippie, right? How old was them niggas?
They was older.
20s.
They was old.
They might have been.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I mean, these kids, of course, they don't know the history of hip hop, so they don't give a fuck about that shit.
No, they
Right.
don't. These motherfuckers
That's
don't even know
fact.
who Tupac and Biggie was.
Well, see,
Right.
and when we say that, right, motherfuckers don't know who Tupac and Biggie was. We're coming from it from a standpoint of ageism.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when we talking about our kids, you know, my daddy
I'm
knew
just
who Tupac was.
That
Right.
was a big
My
part of
daddy knew who
history.
NWA
That
was and Run
beat,
DMC, right?
that beat itself was a big part of history. So it's like, how can you say you're a music head? You don't know nothing about that.
Right.
They
See,
had
my
the
daddy's in
East
here
and the
right
West
now.
Coast torn between the two. So like it
See,
was a
Wig,
really
what's up
big
with it?
deal. It was a really big time
um,
for even if you is a different age. It was a really big time for you not to know shit about it.
Well, shit, nigga, real
but see,
shit. We got away from the age of your parents sitting there with you, listening to music or talking to you about music. Nigga, when I was growing up, and my brother can attest to this, and if my daddy's sitting right there, he'll say the same shit. We used to go
daddy
to
is sitting
CD
right here.
Warehouse. We used to go to CD Warehouse every week, open up CDs, sit there and listen to them and read the fold out.
Mm-hmm.
You
Man, that's
understand
that
what I'm
good
Right.
saying?
shit.
They
That's
used to
that
let
good
you
shit.
sit inside the store, bro, open the fucking CD, play it right in front of you, and listen to it on
But
headphones.
see, we also, and I'm not saying it because he's sitting here right now, but we also had the type of father that said, "Hey, I'm not just gonna let you just listen to anything." You understand what I'm saying? Just like my brother said, we went to these places and we would read the lyrics. We would read what was being fed to us. You understand what I'm saying? That's where we found affinity for certain groups who were saying things that were speaking to our soul, like the Goody Mob, Outkast, Tribe Called Quest.
Classics.
See, and then listen what my father just said, which comes from Gil Scott Heron,
Good morning,
right?
Pops. Say good morning. Tell Pops good morning, man. Tell him I said, hey, happy morning, man. Good to hear
He
his
says
voice.
good morning. He says top of the
Yeah.
morning.
Since you know what's up, what's down?
See, like he said, since you know what's up, what's down, right? And in that vein, um, like I said, my father knew who all these groups was. Matter of fact, our first albums was Too Short and NWA.
Too short for sure.
And then after that, we got heavy into DJ Quick
Right.
and the Alcoholics. And then we went from that, and we were heavily in on Public Enemy was a staple in this house.
Ice-T.
Ice-T. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that everything that we listen to and that we accept in hip hop culture has been bad. We came out of a crazy ass time. You know what I'm saying? Never forget this
It
shit.
seemed like they made it bad though. You know what I'm saying? Because how many
Right, but we
times we
got
talked
we
about
got away from the era of teaching our children or actually like listening to what they listening to. Like
What
you,
they
Rick,
listen to.
your kids grew up on the shit you was listening to, bro. You know what I'm
right?
saying? Johnny,
Yeah.
I use Johnny as an example. His kids never listened to explicit lyrics at all, nigga. He had
Right,
all clean version music for until they was in high school, nigga. You know what
right,
I'm saying? So,
Yeah, I
like
know when
my
he
like
first started fucking with us, he didn't do that. Yeah, you're right.
right, like with my son, you know what I'm saying? We listen to music and I sit there and we talk about the shit. You know what I mean?
right.
Nigga, when I first my daddy bought me my first real CD, nigga. It was Master P, The Last Don, double disc CD. Before I could get the fucking CD, bro, I had to tell him why I wanted it. Literally, nigga.
Right, right. This is factual shit, and all we're trying to convey is that somehow with us we got a disconnect, right? Because I don't
Right.
know none of. Look, man, unless I see a clip on a goddamn one of these reels or some shit, I don't know who the fuck a goddamn YNWG,
Oh yeah, I don't know that shit
ABC,
either. But
ABC, and
I don't,
NBAs, and I don't know who these
I
niggas
don't even
is.
be trying. I don't even be trying, fool. Like it's like you really, for me to I guess you really have to become so big that maybe they hit the radio for these new artists, and like these motherfuckers, they pop out too quick. You know what I'm saying? And like shit. I said this a while ago. I got mad probably a year or two ago. You know what I'm saying? Right around the pandemic when you know what I'm saying music sort of slowed down coming through here. Cause I rushed to the front and shit, and I like damn, the Big Crit album dropped. I didn't even look at the Big Crit. I forgot that nigga. I'm 2 albums behind on that nigga because
Right.
I've been sitting here trying to find motherfuckers around here, but I like the music, everybody dropping now, you know what I'm saying, from everywhere. So like they could get lost in some of this shit, man. And good music still out there though.
See,
Oh
Good
yeah,
music
and
for
this
still
sure.
like
out
this
there.
is what my father's saying right now. They did that shit so they could know that they had control over our brains, right? They slowed. Remember this shit, bro. And this is real shit. He's telling the truth on this shit. Y'all remember Chopped and Screwed? When they slowed it down, we slowed down. It is what it is. And then on top of that, listen to this, man. And my dad, I'm so thankful he's here right now because he's pointing out something that's very serious, right? In our music, listen to what I'm saying. In our music, hip hop in particular, at one point, we paid tribute to our elders through the music. This is why MC Hammer recreated Rick James beats. Understand what I'm saying here? We paid homage that way. We respected these beats, and we're gonna take this and redo it and get you some more money, elder. Listen to what I'm telling you. There's all kind of riffs throughout all of the old hip hop that you can listen to. It may have been a riff that they played backwards, but it was to a song of one of our elders. They may have slowed it down. We paid tribute. Okay, somewhere along the way in hip hop, we just stopped that shit. And so when we're not paying tribute to our elders and our ancestors at all times, you see what happens with the dynamics of things, right?
They really didn't stop. They still doing it. It's just they have no understanding or comprehension about the music. I remember I think it was Sweetie. She did a redo of somebody's song. She didn't even know who it was.
Right, but that's
Right.
that's what he's saying, though, Kitty. That's what he's saying. Yeah, they still stealing people's music and shit, but they not paying the homage to it
No,
at all.
I know. I understand what
Right.
he's saying. I'm just saying
You know what
they're
I'm saying?
continuing it, but there's
like
no
right now,
substance. It's not a
shit.
substantial act.
Big X got
Just like-
fucking. He got a song. He got Whip It. You know, Whip It. He got that shit. He got fucking Oh Boy, and he ain't giving none of them niggas no fucking. You know.
Right. Just like you talk. I've been following a young brother named Akeem Ali.
That's the nigga though, right there.
Bro, he is on it. He's been taking all of the old get down on it, boom, boom,
Yeah, but
boom,
he
get
really
down
got
on
lyrics
it.
though, nigga.
Huh? What's that?
I said Akeem Ali really rapping though. The rest of
He
these
really
niggas,
rapping, and he really
mumble.
talks. You know what I'm saying? He talks a good pimp game, but it's good for his genre and how he's angling it, right? You know what I'm saying? But you know, like Kitty said, I agree with you on that, Kitty, because we do have some prolific ass artists out there who do dip back into like Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole or and I hate to always have to bring them up, but they like mainstream that do it. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is this. In my time of coming up in the 90s, 30 some odd years ago, right? My father knew the artist in which I listened to. Not only did he know that shit, but my dad would sit there and listen to some shit and be like, you remember this? I used to play this. Boom, 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 boom. And then we'd go back and listen to the old song. Yeah, look.
Right.
Mounds of records, mounds of CDs, mounds of tapes. And my dad, literally, we would sit down and listen to some albums, and my dad would sit there and be like, if you don't remember this, play it and say, this is where that came from. You see what I'm saying? And it was like a history lesson. It was literally, our music was a history lesson.
I can remember daddy doing the same shit with me, you know what I'm saying? But I can remember a time when I was able to separate myself from other people my age because they couldn't recognize music like that. You know what I'm saying? Be like they didn't understand the different styles of rap. They just knew it was rap. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So I don't know, bro.
But listen to this. Listen to this. This is something else my old man just now pointed out. Thank God he's sitting here. He just now pointed this out. I never even thought about it, right? My old man, right now, my brother can attest to it, has mounds of records on wax, right? That we can walk to right now and pull out.
Yeah.
What about the CDs?
My mama used to
what about the CDs? Hold on, no. What about the CDs though? You have to go find the CDs, and so much to the point today. Now, if you trying to listen to some music, you got to go look that shit up. It's not readily accessible.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
It's just filter.
Right. It's all filtered out to us the way they wanted to be filtered out to us. So what we talking about is we had gold
Ooh, that's a
that they
bomb.
turned into trash.
That's a
You see what I'm saying? Look at what happened, bro. This is real shit. I never even thought about it, but we went from having to go get the wax record, bringing it home, wiping it down, and looking at the record cover. Some of them would be like books. You could open it up and read the lyrics, right?
Oh, yeah.
Prince was known for that shit.
I used to love
Right,
them.
Prince.
My mom used to have so many records like that.
Yeah, Prince was known for that shit. But you know how they got us? You know how they got us on this? All right, hurry up, listen to this fucking music, and then pop in something else. Cassette tapes. Find which one of y'all got one of them today? You can't find them. And there was some great music that came through cassette tapes, right?
You literally buy the album and
Say, but even on
the album and play the cassette.
you
Right.
dropping some gems,
Like
bro.
Dad said.
Because you're not even realizing this, bro. You're not even realizing this, nigga. That we went from fucking records and reading the shit. Even on the tapes, nigga, you could open the shit up and read some shit. I remember opening up the Snoop Doggy Dogg shit, and it was a whole fucking comic book. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You could do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now it's to the point, nigga. You just play the shit. You ain't reading nothing.
Nothing. You just getting fed the shit.
And they
Every time.
And they repeat. And we know about the repetitiveness of shit, right? We know about the repetitiveness of shit so much to the point where y'all remember in the 90s, especially, they'd have a song that come out like fucking whoop, there it is. You didn't want to listen to that shit because you were trying to get to maybe the Biggies or the Pox and shit like that shit that was really talking about some shit, right? But I guarantee you this, they played that shit so much that you know the fucking lyrics today.
Right, for sure.
They played the ignorant shit so much. You know the ignorant shit like a motherfucker. But if I ask you right now to break down a Pimp C just one verse of Pimp C,
out of question,
you'd be lost. Some of these motherfuckers would be lost. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that they wouldn't, and I hate to do this shit too, because sometimes some of the artists that we bring up, we like to say, oh no, they wasn't glorifying, they wasn't doing this, that, or the other. They was just telling you what the fuck the deal was. But to the youngins, they look at that shit like, well, y'all throw our shit under the bus, but these niggas are doing the same shit, right? Like when we was all talking bad about, all the older folks, I don't give a shit. If you passed 35, you was talking bad about Young Thug and the way he dressed and everything else, but we forgot about Prince.
Right.
Prince showed, y'all niggas remember Prince showed his whole ass on stage before Lizzo dropped it like it's hot at the NBA game. Y'all remember that? Don't you forget that shit.
Is that the?
He wore heels, and
the type of music. This is what I think. You know what I'm saying? As music has started progressing, and the executives that sit at the spots and they own and stuff, and then they have marketing departments and they have all these people. They are beginning to realize as the years progress what they can do, what they can how they can manipulate this artist and the music and the a platform that they got. They was just learning that shit because nigga, you had never had a Michael Jackson, you had never had a Prince, so now you starting to see that really shit. All this money coming through this music, nigga, I control it. So now I'm just starting controlling the narrative on the artist, and you know what I'm saying. And that's what they learned. Going forward and forward and forward through hip hop. I'm not even hip hop yet, but shit, a little bit of rock and roll.
Right.
Yeah, they played a little bit with this artist. Oh shit, look at the control we got. Look, if we make this type of music, and they go on there and they tell these artists what kind of music they want to create, or they got music in shifts. I forget who we were talking to, and they said that they had one of the greatest albums that we got. Later on, these motherfuckers shelved these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Because they not putting out their shit. And many times we don't sit here and I point up to the roof, you know what I'm saying, the executive offices, man, they got the formula now. You know what I'm saying? So
And that's the argument. That's gonna be the argument, especially for the youngsters. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't tell them what to wear. We can't tell them what to say. They gonna go find some shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I've just seen the pictures of the Osley brothers the other day. Niggas was in halter tops. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, back in the day.
Now check this out though. Listen, yeah. See, Dad said that was called early sportswear. Okay.
And it was. And it was.
That's what it was though. That's what
I remember seeing my dad. I remember seeing my daddy wearing that shit. Y'all seen the picture? Y'all seen the picture y'all were laughing at? I had the halter top shirt on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that was but hold on.
But now if they wear it, they're gay.
And that was by 83.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, but hold on, y'all. This is the way they controlled the narrative on us. Look, Terrence Trent D'Arby said this shit in an interview, and they fucking blackballed that nigga after that. He said before he could even get started, he got blackballed because he came out and he said, look, the ones that y'all following right now is the ones that the machine feeds you. And he wasn't trying to name no names, but then they was like, who are you talking about? He was like, the Princes and the Michael Jacksons. He was like, they're not going to give you a strong black man talking about loving on a beautiful black woman. They're going to give you an asexual man. And we skipped right over it, and they kicked that nigga right on up out the business. You see what I'm saying? And what he was telling us then is they controlling a certain type of narrative that at the time, you know what I'm saying, the masses couldn't piece that shit together. Today, we can go back and say, oh, okay, I see why they did this shit. But understand this, after Terrence Trent D'Arby said that shit, it wasn't, Prince made his money, but a few years later, what did he do? He carved slave in the side of his face because he was trying to tell everybody they're trying to control my music. But Terrence Trent D'Arby had already said, nigga, they control your music now. That's the only reason why you dropping. You see what I'm saying? But it was good to you as long as you was making your bread the way you wanted to make it. But once you said, no, I want to be this type of an artist, they said, no, you gonna put out the shit that we tell you to put out. And that's what happened. The only reason why Prince kept going, listen, y'all, past 90 motherfucking 6, name an album that Prince dropped. And that nigga kept dropping. Know this shit. They kicked all his music out of the fucking mainstream. Y'all know that they did. He kept making music to the day that he died, y'all. That's the reason why they don't y'all know they separating his estate like 6 of his siblings sold they shit back to the fucking record labels and shit. Right. You know how much motherfucking royalties this man had? And now today, until they get all of it, you know what you're not gonna hear? You're not gonna hear Purple Rain, a goddamn When Doves Cry, in a goddamn commercial or nothing else. Until they get it all.
They're gonna wait until everybody forgot.
They're gonna wait until everybody forgot and is dead and gone. Exactly. And then keep making their money off this shit.
They're doing it right now.
Right.
That's why I think all the artists like right now, you know what I'm saying, and like y'all said earlier, you know what I'm saying, who did the song, who you say did the song, and she did Sweetie, did the song, they didn't even know who she was over. Because you know what I'm saying, the big labels on the songs and all the, you know, they don't give a damn what, you know what I'm saying, the artist is saying on his sexy rig, start to jump on these beats or whatever, because they own the music. You know what I'm saying? They ain't doing nothing but pushing the music out again, and they dumbing down, you know what I'm saying, what their agenda that they've been having from the beginning in the first place. Listen to you tell me that Terrence Trent D'Arby said that way back then. I knew that they kicked him out, but I didn't know what it was because I was young and I wasn't really off into music just like that. Right. I just knew him as an artist because they used to play his music a lot. But seeing that he said that and then understanding, even today, I was today's years old. When that really just made sense why that nigga, you know what I'm saying, changed his name and put that slave in the side of his face. artists, y'all want to do this music. Y'all want to jump out here. Y'all want to do this, especially you young ones who not paying attention to the business or whatever. Big X the plug. A lot of people I know, y'all got to learn this shit fast in the motherfucker because y'all fucking around with real executives. Y'all getting real deals put on the table. Goddamn, you sapped out as Kiki. You know what I'm saying? They want to put this motherfucking shit out there, but understand when you get some of that money, like in dominoes, all money is not gonna be good money. Y'all done seen some of the biggest performers
right
from boys, not boys, but what's the motherfuckers, BBD, Ronnie Bivens. You know what I'm saying? This nigga was a motherfucking icon at bringing people here, and he tells you, you know what I'm saying, they are out, you know what I'm saying, to manipulate every contract out there, and it look like they've been knowing since the 70s. You know what I'm saying?
But
they
see, here's what we should take from hip hop for sure, that we need to start pumping into these youngsters, right? Because even though I say I don't really know who they are, I have to because I got youngins who listen to them. I got a daughter who used to or still loves the shit out of NBA YoungBoy, right? Mm-hmm. Now, if y'all recall, he went through a little patch where he was like, I realized the shit that I'm doing ain't right. Mm-hmm. Nobody supported him. Nobody supported him though. Nobody supported him though. And we as the older generation, now that we have to say that we are the older generation, we have to start supporting these brothers who are realizing the error in their ways. We have to support their positivity, and we don't do that. On top of that, we also need to start teaching our youngest, listen here, when hip hop started, they didn't want it in music at all. So much to the point that we had artists like, I know people don't want to talk about him, but Will Smith is one of the artists who had a fucking album that won a Grammy, and they never showed it on TV. And he was mad about that, right? You know what I'm saying? But that's before.
Yeah, that was like 88. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They weren't fucking with it like that.
Right, but Rip,
it was very shunned. It was shunned.
But Rip, here's the thing though, bro. They were fucking with it like that. Right. Them niggas was on. Remember, the Message was a video on MTV.
It was, but they did not. I believe they didn't want to put the black artists. You know what I'm saying? They
right.
didn't want to give them no power.
Right. You know we understand. That's the narrative that is spun, right? They didn't want to give black folks this, that, or the other, right? I'm with you on that. I agree with you 100% on that, right? But what my point is this, is that those young brothers like Run DMC, Melly Mel, all them, Sugar Hill Gang, they started something.
What I'm looking for is crossover.
Right. And they started something that only came from us. And until one of them accepted it as a crossover, none of our shit was accepted. So what I'm saying is this. We need to start supporting the artists who's out there pumping that real shit. The female artists who ain't out there talking about their asshole. We need to be supporting the male artists who ain't out there talking about fucking other people's bitches and selling dope and shooting up niggas. Okay? We need to start supporting these because guess what? We already know the mainstream ain't fitting to support it. Right? Mm-hmm. Just like they didn't support hip hop in the beginning. But what did them brothers keep doing? They kept making music until what happened? Hip hop done took over every goddamn thing.
Worked the underground till over got with it.
See? And my dad is telling you some shit. Work the underground until the over got with it. Work the underground until the over gets with it. You see what I'm saying? And if we have to make conscious music again, underground music, then fuck it. That's what the fuck we do. But we need to do something to cleanse our fucking palate.
Stand up.
And if it ain't nothing else but standing up, like my old man says, if it ain't nothing else but standing up and saying, not putting this in today.
For sure.
and going back to finding some old shit.
They had a big argument, you know what I'm saying, last night. Well, I ain't gonna say no argument, but a discussion in the Texas Fleet in the Telegram room, and they were just talking about Sway, Johnny, you know what I'm saying, Bogey, was talking about, you know what I'm saying, some of them ain't playing Sweetie, you know, and they get asked to play Sweetie or whatever, and they ain't playing it. Johnny like, man, shit, I'm playing whatever they asked for, but you know what I'm saying, some people say they adamant about it was him and somebody else too. From around here, that's evidently a pretty big DJ. They ain't playing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too much music to play. You know what I'm saying? And they were bringing up different titles of, you know what I'm saying, other songs, but they may not be in just as bad. But folks are pointing out the bad in them or whatever. It's like, bro, like, hey, but what made me think of that? You know what I'm saying? What you said, like, we gonna get back to making conscious music. Nah, country music don't have to get back to getting made. It's plenty of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big Common fan. Common drop all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They come, and a lot of songs I got in rotation on the radio. You know what I'm saying? I don't even post some of them or whatever. But like conscious music is there. You know what I'm saying? It's just that shit get pushed so far to the bottom. And I don't know what I read this morning while I was going through something where they say like artists, the labels, they ain't even really searching too much for hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Right now, they trying to find the Afro beats. And Judge, I thought about Judge, how many foreign songs have we had in heavy rotation countdown? You know what I'm saying? Over the last 7 weeks.
I was dropping the first episode because you know what I'm saying. It's just like that's what's popping right now. It's like at the beginning of the year, Anglo pop album sold and made millions of dollars this year. So,
oh shit! Listen to this. Listen to this. As soon as you pointed that shit out, Rip, my old man said they do that shit all the time. He said they did the same thing back when they bought in this thing called Obicide. Obicide. It was called Obicide, and then Stevie Wonder was doing a lot of that them fucking island beats and shit like that. They was doing that shit back then, taking over the American music with some old weird ass shit for a second, just like disco. Just like disco.
But don't diss disco.
I'm not dissing disco.
I'm saying
I'm not dissing disco, but goddamn,
disco was the way
Floyd,
of making money at that time.
Disco was a great era, man. I seen my mama DJ
You
on the radio. You know what I'm saying? I born in 75, 45. You were there too. 45 when you born? 78,
77.
77.
Yeah,
so
I still remember some of the disco shit.
Exactly.
I do. I'm gonna tell you this. Hey, man, I tell everybody all the time. The greatest album in that era that was made by one Michael Jackson when he was Michael. It was called Off the Wall.
Off the Wall.
And that was the last time we ever seen Michael. That's the last time we ever saw the real Michael Jackson. That's when they started cloning and cutting shit off.
Then I said, well, you're my. What year did that come out? Off the Wall.
That was
but I got that.
It wasn't the 80s. It wasn't the 80s.
No, I know it wasn't the 80s because I was little, but I remember the album cover though.
Yeah, but if you remember like the little video that he had, he was in disco uniform. You understand what I'm saying? It was disco at that time. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. I just feel like that was one of the coldest albums to come out.
Let me ask y'all, what is the real word? Y'all say disco. What is the real word? Disco tech.
Oh shit! My dad said we don't even know that we call it disco, but the real word for it was discotheque. Think about that shit, right?
Yeah.
Discotheque, right? Yeah. That's when they started removing the real horns and strings and drums and putting that electric shit in your head.
Electric shit in there, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think, you know what I'm saying, from the beginning, you know what I'm saying, when they made up, you know what I'm saying, they can do that, they saying we're gonna be able to have mind control, as you know what I'm saying, that we starting to, cause then people start dancing, that you put it on, you put a beat on, you put a rhythm to it, now you got 100 motherfuckers dancing all in unison.
Hey, I'm gonna do this again for you. You seen they clone Tyrone?
I didn't watch the last Friday, like I didn't finish it.
Well, watch it all the way through. Watch it all the way through. Watch it all the way through, Rick, because there's a scene in there where there's a DJ who's playing a song in the club.
Oh yeah,
And
I got past that part, and they went outside and were chasing them and killing them, and I was trying to anyway.
Hey, did that not remind? That should have reminded you of certain events in our time. You know, when the tear the club up thugs.
No, I go deeper than that. Put it on them white folks. Don't do it. Don't tear up the club. What about out there in Vegas when they was at that motherfucking country concert and that nigga shot out them motherfuckers and killed out them folks when he's up there and that this shit was
wait.
years ago.
That was a few years ago, but that was one of them being a straight terrorist. What I'm talking to you about is they showed it on Clone Tyrone about how that music was hypnotizing all of our people in the club. I'm just talking about the club, bro. Yeah. And if you recall that, what I'm saying is that if you recall, there was that time that, you know what I'm saying, as soon as they played that goddamn song in the club, what did they do? They fucked up the club and a bunch of brothers got shot and killed. You see what I'm saying? It's rinse and repeat. That's all I'm saying. That shit that happened over there in Vegas, that's a different ball game.
That is compared to what you said for sure. Definitely. But yeah, I mean, it's been a bunch of songs, nigga. And Texarkana, I told y'all about the story. Kitty probably know about it. You know what I'm saying? They played when West Side Connection. You know what I'm saying? We had a song called, you know what I'm saying? Everybody know about Bow Down. So shit, in Texarkana, you know what I'm saying? The Texas side is considered the West Side. And you know what I'm saying, the East is, you know what I'm saying, Arkansas.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying, tension is already tight, you know what I'm saying? Bless my boy, you know what I'm saying, hold your head up high. Squirrel was in the club. He had a 40 caliber, 50 caliber, you know what I'm saying, weapon, and they played that motherfucking Bow Down, and that nigga stood up on the table, and you know what I'm saying, this nigga already is a hated ass nigga, and this is in the Arkansas club. And they tried to whoop his ass, and that nigga pulled that thing out, and that nigga laid down by 6 people, killed one and paralyzed one. You know what I'm saying? That's 7 people, my nigga. This nigga killed the few. I forget exactly, but he paralyzed one and killed one. You know what I'm saying?
Listen to what you're saying. Why did he do that?
Bow down when you come to my town. Bow down. That's why he did it.
Because he played a song, a fucking song.
When you're westward bound, bow down.
Right. They played a fucking song. They played a fucking song and it tore up the fucking whole building.
It tore up the fucking club, nigga.
Right. For what? For what? Beats? Man, let me tell you something. My brother, I went
for bravado, the music has always been built off of bravado, ego, and then so like some of the motherfuckers we so motherfucking trapped into the silly shit that motherfuckers fight over a side of town, you know what I'm saying? Neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying? We already do that now, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a culture of gangsters that claim neighborhoods that nobody has owned a house on. It's nothing but apartments. Ain't nobody gonna ever own nothing over there. You know what I'm saying? But niggas goddamn me die for those neighborhoods. I understand this culture. Like I love hip hop, y'all love y'all thing, and I understand it and I respect it. But like that's how so much, you know what I'm saying, of the silly shit raises to the top, and it is now, you know what I'm saying, what we consider the flower.
Lack thereof.
I'm that up. Hey, Rip, here's the question, Rip. Here's the question, and it's a valid question. It comes from our elders. Is it indeed culture, or is it lack thereof?
Or lack thereof. I mean, it washes, one hand washes the other, where the culture that we had and that we would grow up and that we feel that we gonna need, it starts to get oversaturated with, you know what I'm saying? It's just like a fungus. If you let some fungus attach on to what we have is something that's solid, a fungus gonna grow. It's gonna start to take over, especially if you don't have that original replenishing itself. Because the natural culture that what you're talking about, we don't have enough people steady pushing it. You know what I'm saying? But you said it earlier. So you know what I'm saying? That fungus continue to grow over. It's gonna grow. If it's growing more than the goddamn me, you know what I'm saying, the original culture that we want to hang on to, we might start to get sexy reds busting the brown open, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they see the thing is they feeding off of each other now, right? They feeding off of each other now, right? But what also is that, like I said from the beginning, right? We started leaving our elders out of our music. I just feel like for a minute, shit.
Everything else.
We left our elders out of. When you think about it, bro, when we leave, huh? What's that?
Let me ask Mr. Floyd, do he know anything about third world?
Of course, I know something about it. It's not third world, it's third world.
Third world.
Third world.
Well,
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's Stevie Wonder's group.
Yeah,
that was Stevie Wonder's group. Third world.
I love Journey to Adidas. That they got a bunch of albums, but that's the album that I hold true to my heart. You know what I'm saying? My mama used to play that record all the time. I got it on my computer. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the ones I know you. I just had when he said for sure that's a great app. To me, that's a great. What you think about Journey to Adidas? I know you ever listen to that one too?
I'm sure I probably have it, if I'm not mistaken. If not, I got his cousin.
Yeah, so, but you know the group for sure though, man. So like I even tried to turn my kids on like a couple of times. I don't like been playing it and said, hey man, this the shit I got from my mom. And then they know Neiman, he listened to Anita Baker. Here he is walking in here right now. Anita Baker and different shit like that. Y'all on the way to the gym? All right, for sure. See y'all in a minute. Yeah, just try to turn that old music on. And yeah, Mr. Floyd, you're right, man. And 4-5. If we don't continue to give our kids, because I be thinking like, if I don't tell Neiman them about, you know what I'm saying, A Tribe Called Quest, if I don't tell them that I love Marvin Gaye's live episode of Distant Lover, hey, that song, hey man, Distant Lover live from Oakland, say man, that's one of the ones.
You better listen to Marvin Gaye. You missed the whole thing saying that there, because that was game music there, baby. Marvin Gaye would say something like this here. He'd say, it's in the music. You better pay attention. That's when he was telling you the truth.
Yeah.
You know? And if you go on down the line, you'll hear it. And all the truths actually are in the music. Okay? The truths of your life is in the music. Don't you never forget that music is the soundtrack of life itself. Right. You know, you probably fell in love. You probably fell in love the first time. You probably fell in love.
Yeah. You probably fell in love the first time. What? Listening to. Right. You probably did. You
probably fell in love the first time to a love song.
To a love song. Exactly. You fell in love.
No, I
first
did.
time to a love song.
I did. You know, I used to watch her. I heard that. I used to watch her walk down the street.
Yeah.
And say, how I'm proud that she's my girl.
Exactly. Oh, I'm proud that she's my girl.
My girl.
And now, by the time I got to it, it was, I saw you
walking in the rain. You
never be the same.
So you get out there with that hush puppy wearing crumb cake. No, don't put that bag back up there. Get one of them garbage bags. Get up out of here.
Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Remember, I told you before, Rip. I told you this shit before, and this is leading credence to all of it, right? Remember because I have this whole breakdown about Michael and how he told us all to leave these bitches when they be hollering these kids is our son. You know he did. He said Billie Jean is not my lover. She just the girl who thinks that I am the one. But damn it, that kid ain't my son. We must stand up. Mike was telling people then, we must stand up. We must stand up.
That song made me interested in hunching because I like shit. I figure like he's talking about a son. He can get a son. You know what I'm saying? I like, Michael Jackson be hunching.
You're a sick man.
Yeah,
you're a very sick man.
Yeah, this nigga sick.
No, well, I'm just saying, nigga. My mama worked at the radio station. All these albums, I'm always around them. I'm always at the radio. We digging through it. We got these motherfuckers at home, bro. So like, I'm listening to this music. I remember the first time I went and got that record, blew it off and played goddamn me that Prince and listened to Dirty Diana. I felt like I wasn't supposed to be listening to that record.
Hold on. Whoa. Let's pause a second.
That's Michael.
Dirty Diana is Mike Jackson.
Yeah.
No, the one for Prince. What's the one for Prince when they see Nikki. My bad. I'm high. Yeah, but yeah, that's why I got you to check me. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Nikki.
That's what we're talking about right there. You go back to washing it for its purity.
Right.
That's like you pan for gold. You grab a handful of dirt, pour it into a sifter, and you pan it and wash it, and then you see what sparkles in the dirt.
Right.
Hello?
Yeah. That's real shit.
That's where it is.
That's real shit. It's called panning for gold, right? We sift through all the bullshit to find the shiny parts, right?
Yeah.
We sift all the dirt and the mud and all that shit off, and then we get the gold, right? This is how our music was. Listen, bro. Hey, bro. This is so much. This is a great point that he's bringing up.
But now what we're doing, we shifted it backwards. Then you know what I'm saying? Like shit.
Nah, we just
actually. I don't think your filter.
I think right. We left out the filter, bro. That's what it is. We left out the filter. We removed the filter, and how we removed the filter was we started allowing the music to control us instead of us controlling the music. It's just like driving a car, right? This is one of the first lessons I told my kids when I was teaching them to drive. You control the vehicle. The vehicle don't control you. If you apply that to music, music is the vehicle.
It is the vehicle to a whole lot of shit.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
So we have to put our control back on the music.
See, because where it wants you to go instead of you taking your mind where you want it to go.
The thing on that, when you say we have to put our control back on the music, we can create them. We gonna create the music all day long. But like when you talk about putting it out, like we're talking about putting out, because everything that we've talking about has been major songs, artists, you know what I'm saying, songs that, you know what I'm saying, stick with us. We talking about some major music. Even when we talking about, you know what I'm saying, these rappers, these YMBs and everybody else's. Mm-hmm. Everybody, people who own the people, if you're going to put the music out at that level, who you got to deal with? The people who we got a problem with. So they not going to even do it.
Agreed on that, bro. But at the same time, it's the filter, right? Who is the filter? You are, my friend.
Okay, so what that says then, that we got to do what you say. So like, if we know we still, it don't matter where, if we find somebody and we find some uplifting, something that's bringing back something that we need, you know what I'm saying, to fight the power or whatever, you know what I'm saying, son, you want to pick out through the generations, you know what I'm saying, to fit this narrative for you. We find that artist, whatever, and everybody's doing it. And then we still got to go to them. You know what I'm saying? But now that's like, damn, everybody bringing some positive shit up here. We ain't got nobody goddamn me ready to bust it open no more. Everybody's bringing some of that RBG. Everybody's bringing some feed your own people type of music. We gotta play it. Then
exactly. We have to play it. We have to. Why? Because the one time, Rip, that you playing that positive song, that may be that one time that somebody had tuned in to Tri-Coastal Radio and they needed it because they was playing the other song that got them to smoke the blunt to say, I'm finna go down the street and shoot this nigga. And they cut on Rip shit and said, and Rip is playing somebody positive, and it take the whole thought of shooting a nigga away. Man, I need to go and let this nigga live, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's just small time nickel and dime right there. When we talking about music on a mass scale, like we speaking on right now, bro, like we have to, as ourselves, we have to put the filters in there to say, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? We already know that this shit is speaking to the other side of the ego, which is the id.
There you go.
And if we feeding that part of us, this is why we got the demonic zombies that we got walking around right now.
Hold on. Yeah, well, I don't mean to cut you out, bro. I really don't. But who put the story here about the zombies in the was that you in our chat? Me and Nima was watching some of that this morning.
Oh boy, I could go in on that zombie.
Oh my God.
Remember when they were making bullets? They call them zombie killers.
Zombie killers, yeah.
And they charge you $2 more,
yeah,
for that box, and you can go and buy the box next to it that didn't have it on there, and it was the same exact shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they call it, because they painted it green and put a zombie face on it, and that was that shit where they was talking about it's a zombie killer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's when they was selling those damn Target with it.
Right.
Eerily black.
Oh, well, that's eerily green, actually. You know, if you stop and look at it, really.
The team to understand.
No, it's how we perceived it.
Oh, okay.
It's not how it necessarily was. I bought bullets and I watched that shit.
Yeah.
That's why I would always buy the regular bullets and stuff. You ain't never seen those zombies.
None of the zombie shit in here, right?
Not with me.
Right.
Anyway.
So 4-5, did you see this in the chat? I got it up on the screen. I'm about to turn it.
Okay.
These white folks, I don't know if it wasn't you or your brother to put it off in there from the Odyssey channel. Let's see if I can start this motherfucker.
And both the science and the legal ramifications. And what I wanted to impart to you is under 42 CFR, Part 70 and 71, that's the enabling statute for Health and Human Services to assume power upon the declaration of a public health emergency. They've already done that, as you indicated, with the COVID crisis. That has resulted in the suspension of our Constitution. It's already happened. The next one is coming. In that statute, you will see that Marburg is already identified. You will note that the PrEP Act has a Marburg provision that allows for additional spending when invoked. The Health and Human Services has already invoked the Marburg provision, meaning they've already parted ways with money and spent it under the HHS enabling statute to build quarantine camps, amongst other things.
Build quarantine camps.
We interrupted two, one of which was in Cochise County, Arizona, where they were going to build a $1.9 million facility that houses the now merged 4 branches under HHS. The judiciary,
anybody lives in Fort Worth, Texas,
public health are now all one and the same, and they're all housed in the same facility. So all of these quarantines.
They did bad.
Nah, my old man is making a point off of this shit.
You can see in old Fort Worth when they shut down Sears, how that building sit there and deteriorated until it became an absolute eyesore. And they tried to put little stuff in that little spot, and it didn't ever work. Didn't ever take. But you go and find an old closed up Walmart and see how well they keep that building.
That's real shit.
You can go and find anywhere you find an old Walmart.
The building is still well kept.
Still well kept.
You hearing what he's saying?
I can show it to you.
You there, Rip? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you ain't heard it, what my old man is saying is in old Fort Worth, there's a Sears that no matter what they did to it, it became run down, and it became just desolate, right? Nobody ever took care of it. But for some reason, all the Walmarts that they closed down, they're well taken care of.
It's gonna be their staging area.
Because they don't have these big ass buildings, and they keep them together for no reason. They're not using them for extra warehouse space.
None of that.
So why are they still there? And we also know, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, shit. Look at what's going on in the States right now. There's a big thing going on against these hotels. I pointed this shit out on the last one. They got a big thing going on with these hotels and shit, right? And they taking the hotels to court because they know these hotels are part of the skin trade, right? They finding tunnels and shit that lead to hotels, to back doors and all kind of weird shit, right? And And just like my old man is saying, for us right now to sit by, I mean, because being on idle is a motherfucker. Absolutely. Right? And when you on idle, you're not in gear. Right? So that means you ain't going backwards and you ain't going forward. You just on idle, right? My old man taught me at a young ass age, nigga, when you're on idle is when your eyes should be peeled, right? Just like in a car, right? When you at the stoplight, your shit is on idle right there. You still need to keep your eyes peeled. If it ain't nothing else but to see that goddamn red light go green so you can go forward before somebody hit you in your ass, right? But when we on idle, bro, the masses, when we on idle, we grow numb to shit. Absolutely. We grow numb just looking at the fucking light. Meanwhile, there's a goddamn 18-wheeler coming straight. This motherfucker done jumped over and coming straight at our ass. We just focus on the light. And don't move. And won't move. Deer in the headlight shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like everything that we talking about, from the music to this shit right here, right? It's all related, bro. It's all related. There's a reason why they wanted us to take them jabbies, right? There's a reason why. There's a reason for all of this shit. And the thing is that when we start piecing and parsing this shit together and trying to fit together the picture that the puzzle is fucking making, you know what I'm saying? And when somebody else who has a piece that's saying this goes in it, we need to stop denying that shit. Because there ain't no such thing as a conspiracy theory. It's either truth or a fucking lie. Zero. That's it. It's either a truth or a fucking lie, bro. And when we out here, half truth is the worst shit ever. Because a half truth, let me tell you something about truth. This is what I tell people all the time, right? All documentation be bullshit conversation, right? And half truths is a motherfucker, because the truth is such that motherfucker, you'll believe that shit to be true. And it will be a fucking lie. I tell y'all the story all the time about the little girl who asked her mama about the roast. Why we keep cutting the end off the roast? She got to her great grandmama, and the great grandmama said, well, baby, the reason why we cut it off is because the roast wouldn't fit in the oven. In the pan. So if the roast was the truth, you've been cutting off the truth because it wouldn't fit your fucking narrative. But there's still a whole viable piece of goddamn meat there. It's called the truth. And you just eating half of it. And you believe that half to be what is leading you to the promised land. And that half ain't the truth.
They do that all the time, especially in education.
Right.
When you ever gone to school and they took a book and made sure you knew everything on every page?
They don't make sure you know everything in that book when your ass is at school. They don't make sure of that. They make sure you know what the fuck they want you to know.
Right.
And then when you get out of school like I did, and you get to really reading and saying, wait a goddamn second, then you want to go back and say, y'all motherfuckers lied about everything. Right. And then if I raise my kids to know, hey, they gonna lie to you. Right. And then when my kids going off into school and they like, wait a goddamn second, this is a lie. My daddy told me this motherfucking shit, and this is how it breaks down. And has the whole class saying, damn, that shit makes sense. They call my kid unruly.
Because you actually
because I refuse to give my kids the half truth of any goddamn thing. Because the half truth destroyed my people. That's real shit. That's real shit. You can go in any black family across the goddamn United States of motherfucking America right now and ask them, how long your people been here? And they can't tell you. But what they will tell you is, I know we's came from some boats. How? Because somebody else told you this shit? Because that's where you got it.
I know my daddy don't trace their folks to Arkansas. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you do know. That's what you do know. My daddy traced his folks to Louisiana. And Mississippi and Alabama and all over the goddamn South. You understand what I'm saying to you? My grandma told me before she died, we was Blackfoot and Cree. And a lot of folks that come out of Arkansas is the same thing and don't know no better. My grandma was straight from Arkansas. Out of Mississippi, square bids. This is real shit. And I'm going to ask you this. I say this shit all the time, and I'm going to start beating everybody over the head with this shit till I start getting my own TikTok fucking memes. And motherfuckers is like, who the fuck is this? I'm going to keep saying it. How long your ass got to be here before they consider you from here? Because everybody the fuck else get to come over here and answer the what color is it was George Washington's white horse. They answer it. And they get to get a goddamn citizenship pass and say, we've been here. Everybody the fuck else. You got motherfuckers that come up in this bitch still to this day will walk up in this bitch, ain't never had nothing to do with this motherfucking soil, get a piece of paper and say, I'm American.
And they don't have to vote on them to go there 25 years.
And exactly. And the ones who built this bitch still got to get voted on every 25 years to vote. And we still sitting up here asking each other goddamn questions like, hey,
that's because they wrote the book. They wrote the Constitution.
Exactly. They wrote the book.
No.
They wrote the book. That's where it comes from.
No, they wrote a challenge.
Yeah, it was a challenge.
You have to read the book to know
it's the one that ruled.
Right. You have to.
Again, we go back to them not even challenging you to read the whole book.
Right.
Because there's going to be something in it that you ain't going to feel justified even believing or trusting.
Right. Okay. This is why in our history books, Rip, you can attest to this shit. By the time we was in school, in our history books, bro, they gave us one paragraph, bro. Oh, them niggas, y'all was slaves. You got y'all up off some boat somewhere. And that was it. That's what we got in history.
That's all us, you know what I'm saying? And so, and like I tell you, me being part of, you know what I'm saying, I say I'm part of the sheep community, you know what I'm saying? We believed that the whole time, you know what I'm saying? Because shit, even when we went to church or whatever, and they got to singing old Negro spirituals, you know what I'm saying? That was where that vibe came from, you know what I'm saying? So, but like, that's what we were taught for a long time. Niggas didn't really start waking up until, you know what I'm saying, like shit, the end of the 80s, the 90s, like realizing that, you know what I'm saying, we was bigger people than that. You know what I'm saying?
We've been awake, bro.
No. We've been woke. It was able to be
vocal.
Presented, you know what I'm saying? Vocal. Yes, sir.
Vocal.
Thank you, sir. You know what I'm saying? Vocal. You know what I'm saying? We knew, but that was in the woods, and that was hand to hand. Now we started having motherfuckers that was singing about it. You know what I'm saying? We got folks, you know what I'm saying? A movie star started to come out a little bit late 50s. They were black. Now we can't let them. He ain't gonna say the voice that we want to say. You know what I'm saying? So like people started having a platform to say, hey man, we ain't the coon. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn me, we's kings. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That started around that time, you know, so.
And we should, but here's the thing, Rip, we should have already been on. What your grandfather do for a living?
Shit, I know my dad, my mama's dad, you know what I'm saying? He owned his own tree service was one, and I think he had, you know what I'm saying, some other stuff, but he was a lawn man. He had a big lawn company. He used to cut a lot of folks trim trees, not just a lawn company. He was a tree trimmer and shit. That's what my mama's daddy did that I knew of. You know what I'm
saying? See, and here's the thing.
I went with him. I clinked yours too.
And here's the thing. He probably come from a line of motherfuckers who know them woods.
Agriculture.
He know that agriculture, right? He probably come from a whole long line of brothers who know that them woods and that agriculture. So I'm gonna ask you.
My uncles did that shit after he passed away. They kept the tree service going for a long time.
See, and because they knew the land.
Same with us. We had a sawmill.
See, my people, the McCarty side of my people was educators, and we owned a fucking sawmill. There's a whole part in Monroe, Louisiana right now that brothers from that area tell you, don't you come down these goddamn streets. All them houses got McCarty wood in them. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying to you? Yeah. All them houses on that street got McCarty wood in them.
And the other part of it, they were woodsmen and businessmen. Uncle Joseph had 2 Texaco stations.
See,
in the 50s, the 50s, 60s, 70s.
And that's just my daddy's side. My grandma's, my mama's side, they come from some wood cutting motherfuckers too.
And they Turkish also.
And they got Turkish in them. So when people sitting up here telling us, all this shit, and you niggas came from boats, and you niggas was out there working in these motherfucking fields. Probably so, nigga. Probably so. But I guarantee you this: if we could sit down right now and ask a slave what a slave is, that slave wouldn't tell you half the goddamn stories that was fed to us.
Stop giving your history from Django Unchained.
Right.
Because that motherfucker changed your.
That's where our biggest fucking problem is. And I told y'all about this shit because of Woodrow fucking Wilson, who said that the commoner would never get a liberal education. He told you that because he watched the first movie ever created in the White House. They played it at the White House first. It was called Birth of a Nation. And we's not talking about this new nigga one.
Yeah.
We talking about the one that they gave the history of the Ku Klux Klan in. And Woodrow Wilson watched that movie, and everybody in the White House stood up and gave it a standing ovation. Now explain how they had never seen a motion picture before, and this shit would stop. It stops and it gives them captions to read. Right? They end the fucking movie by giving it a standing ovation because these motherfuckers wanted to start. They knew they was gonna write the narrative, and right in Woodrow Wilson's motherfucking term is when you start seeing they were moving niggas the fuck up out of Senate, House, all that fucking shit. Niggas was already in there, Rip. This is why we know about Rosewoods and goddamn Black Wall Streets. Niggas was already in it. This is why I
just dropped some buckets. First of all, we have to recognize all that Wall Street and all of that shit was a collective of people living together. We had fucking families that were responsible for each other.
Right.
Long before that shit.
Right. We had families that were responsible for each other.
In my time, we just got to where we couldn't stand each other.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And then
Listen, bro, in our history, bro, you would get your ass kicked if somebody called you black.
Or nigga.
You'd get your ass kicked by another brother if you called him black or nigga. Look at where we at today.
What's up, my nigga?
And you better not call us nothing else but black.
Not man,
not brother, not citizen, nothing. And they tell you all the time, bro, we've been talking about this shit, and what we've been talking about, reading Black Law's Dictionary. Just look up the word black.
If we just listen, hell, that gives you
a lot of it, right?
Even though you can only believe half of, or you can't believe none of what you hear, and half of what you see.
Right. You got it, but still, it's something to it. This is why the Great Spirit gave us these ears in the first goddamn place.
All of your major senses are in your head, your high place.
Right. All of the major senses are right here at the top of your body. All your major senses, including touch, is how you get pain. Pain is a receptor, goddammit, in your brain. It registers there first. We don't pay, but bro, we gotta get,
If you touch it yourself every time you feel it, you take breath into your nose, you gotta feel it in your toes. Just saying.
There it is. And there it is. Well, we going on 9 over, my friend.
Y'all take it easy. I like being a special guest.
For sure.
Me too. I liked it too. Shit, you know what I'm saying? No doubt. No doubt, man. What's
say though, real quick, I want to do this real quick. Shout out to Big Rip for always keeping the platform wide open for me to just jump in whenever the fuck I can. Shout out to Kitty. Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Kitty Pink Radio, who is in cahoots with Tri-Coastal. We just making the bonds a lot stronger with what we need to be doing. And we on the top of each other's asses. We had a it was a funny discussion, but it was good to see my people last night. All of us vibing and just grabbing onto the same subject and saying, this is what we gonna do with it. You know what I'm saying? And I want to tell y'all, man, Just like I ended it the other day when I was on the concrete, you know what I'm saying? And you allowed me to get about 5 or 10 minutes in there. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all. And I'm not gonna stop saying that shit no more. I love y'all.
I love you. You too, my niggas. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all part of the brand and what we done built over here, bro. Like saying, I tell y'all, it's outside of this with me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas, you know what I'm saying, was there for me. You know what I'm saying? When my brother passed, bro. Like saying, like I still need y'all now, niggas. You know what I'm saying? For sure, camaraderie and being able to, you know what I'm saying, to be able to share some shit with some niggas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And keep each other. And I sure shit that's what we talked about all evening, you know what I'm saying? Goddamn me, having holding each other accountable, you know what I'm saying, for the shit that we got going on, so we can keep living, nigga. I want to see my kids, goddamn me, have some kids, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, bro.
I want to be
That's the goal. That's the goal. Not only do you want to see them have kids, but you want to build something for them kids when they get coming, right?
For sure.
That's because that's the righteous way, bro. And we been a righteous people. We just been lost. We just been lost, and it's all right, baby. Because take it from one of the king of the nomads, baby. It's all right to be lost.
It's all right.
Ain't nothing. Direction is nothing to a nomad. We just gonna keep going.
Big flex. Man, Tri-Coastal Radio, man. We number one independent hip hop from coast to coast, man. This has been the Manuscript in the morning show with 4-5, the Blackbird, Dean, Coach, and Professor. Please say the Professor. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mr. Florence, shout out to Kitty, shout out to my nigga Judge Too Heavy. We do radio for real. Radio, podcast, and culture always since 2013. We out of here.
This is going to be real Tri-Coastal Radio. This is Manuscript in the morning show. TGIF. Yeah.
Love y'all.
Wake up.
Peace.
Woo. You're now tuned in to the world right now. Tri-Coastal Radio. The real Manuscript in the morning. Johnny Jordan. Too heavy. Pretty kitty friend. The real is back. Real is back. We Tri-Coastal. We Tri-Coastal. Yeah. The real is back. Look, I think they need a wake up. On the way to work to get their cake up. Manuscript in the morning, the shake up. We exclusive and they hate. Ask Johnny Judah, this be history in the making. It's about the hustle and flow. We're too heavy, he gon' get it and go. This what we doing it for. Number one for independent music. We going coast to coast with the rhyme. Better use it. If you missed the hype hour, this the secret. Spinning local artists, we gon' do it for the people. We stay 100 and won't ever change. Let's begin, tune in, pretty kitty sing. Shout out to Rip, join the move. Fought hard to get here, he had to prove it. Yeah, you either win or you lose. Sun coming up, we about to have your ass groove. The real is back. The real is back. Yeah, it's Manuscript in the morning.